ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
It is Friday, November 22nd. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. I've got another 4-pack of tickets to give you. Marshall's taking on South Carolina State Wednesday at the Cam Henderson Center. I'm going to send you there 4-pack of tickets. All you have to do is text to win, and we're going to make it easy for you. Of course, you can text in anything, and that's fine. We like the participation of the text line. But, of course, Marshall in action against Old Dominion on Saturday. We asked you yesterday what's going to be the winning play. We know that. It's going to be a Braylon Braxton touchdown to somebody, probably, right? Field goal, I'm not ruling that out. But today, just to make it easy on you, pick the score. Real simple. If you don't have anything other than, that's easy. I can do that. Pick the score. And, of course, anything else as well. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. What do we think? Think Marshall's going to win this one? A lot of things have got to happen here for Marshall to clinch the East Division on Saturday. We're going to have a loss by Georgia Southern. That's going to be fantastic if it happens. And then we're going to have a loss by JMU. If that happens, then we're looking pretty good right now. And Marshall, of course, is then going to have to win. Marshall has to win. Those two schools have got to lose. And then Marshall clinches. And then next week, no matter what happens, Marshall will be in the championship game. But there's still a lot to play for. That's the great thing about this right now. Marshall still has something to play for. First thing is the East Division. Second thing is hosting the game. So a lot to play for. Hopefully the team knows that there's a lot to play for, and the Thundering Herd on top on Saturday. We're going to have that for you coming up on our sister station, 93.7 The Dog, because we got high school football tonight and tomorrow. It is the start of the playoffs in West Virginia. Ohio and Kentucky continues. We're going to hear from Dicky Martin a little bit later on, preview Ashland's matchup against Corbin. Also, we've got Matt Perry. He's back. He's been off a couple of weeks. He's going to join us, preview Spring Valley, taking on East Fairmont. And, of course, high school playoffs tomorrow. Huntington High in action. We'll have that game for you. We go on the air at 1 o'clock right here on ESPN 94.1 at AM 930. And on our sister station, 97.9 The River, Cabell Midland is at Jefferson. Both these games are Saturday games. Hopefully this should be a win for the Highlanders. And then if things stay chalk, Huntington's going on the road. And that's okay. Not the outcome you wanted, but Huntington's going on the road. Maybe this team will play mad. Court cases are done. Maybe this team just goes out and plays mad, beats everyone, goes to Martinsburg, wins that game in Martinsburg, gets a little revenge, and then heads to the championship game. That's kind of the game plan in store for us. A lot of high school action on Saturday as well. Wayne's going to be at Scott at 1:30. Tulsa is going to be at Tug Valley on Saturday as well at 1:30. And we do have a Friday game, though. Hurricane playing host to George Washington. That's coming up tonight at 7. So we do have a Friday night game. And, of course, in Ohio and Kentucky, you got Friday football. Ironton's taking on Wheelersburg. That is coming up tonight at 7 as well. That's probably the game of the night in the immediate area, and that's at South Point. Should be a fun one. Neutral location. There's nothing neutral here. Ironton will fill the place. I'm sure Wheelersburg will fill the place as well. It should be a fun one. We do have Raceland playing host to Hazard. That is coming up tonight at 7:30 as well. And don't forget, Russell is on the road at Belfry tonight at 7:30. So a busy night in high school playoffs. And, of course, tomorrow, the big game, Marshall, Old Dominion, will go on the air 4:30, 93.7 The Dog, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. And we got basketball as well as the Herd in action. Thundering Herd will be at Purdue. And, of course, we'll have that for you again on 93.7 The Dog. Last night, how many of you tuned in to Peacock? I checked it out for a while. I tuned in. Not the most enjoyable experience using the Peacock app. I haven't used it much, occasionally. But to watch a game like Marshall and Penn State wasn't most enjoyable. I thought I was on the wrong thing for a while because they weren't even showing that, and then they jumped right into their coverage. So right off the bat, not enamored with Peacock. It's not my go-to for anything. And the Herd lost a tough one, 74-59 the final. Penn State with the win. So the Herd now, this is a showcase, this isn't a tournament, but the Herd in the WBCA showcase will take on Tulsa, and that's tomorrow at noon. So we should have a score by the time we get off the air with basketball tomorrow on 93.7 The Dog. We do what we can do as far as scores and everything. Lock it in all day tomorrow on 93.7 The Dog for Marshall. And, of course, don't forget we've got high school coverage coming up tomorrow. And, of course, we're hoping that the Highlanders can get a win. We hope Cabell Midland can get a win. We hope all our teams get a win in the playoffs. And you can lock it in right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll take you all the way to the championship for the Highlanders. It's going to be a run. If they get there, it's going to be a run. They will have earned it. They probably deserve to win, host, but we had to get the courts in. So 9-1 team, a 5 seed. And with teams with more losses ranked ahead of them in the standings and the seedings. Go figure. We've talked enough about high school for the moment. Let's talk Herd. Marshall getting set to take on Old Dominion. That's coming up tomorrow. And we'll be previewing that matchup tomorrow as well on our preview show. We'll be live at Giovanni's 20th Street for that one. We'll go on the air at 4:30. But let's get you set for the weekend now with the kickoff. Marshall is on the road taking on Old Dominion with a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. The Herd leads the all-time series 8-1 and has won 3 of 4 games at SB Ballard Stadium. Marshall enters at 7-3 overall and 5-1 in Sun Belt play, while Old Dominion sits at 4-6, needing a win to stay in the bowl hunt. It's senior day for the Monarchs, adding another layer to this East Division clash. Marshall head coach Charles Huff expects a physical battle and highlighted Old Dominion's resilience.
I think obviously when you look at how a team plays, that can kind of tell the story. They're physical, they're tough. There's no plays or any games where it looks like, okay, they're out of it. Their systems allow them to be in every game. You can get up. They've been in some games where teams have gotten up on them, and then 2 plays, it's tied up. So I think that allows them to always believe, and that's a big piece of trying to get your team to play really well. Do they believe in what you're doing? Do they believe in the system? Do they believe in each other? And I think that's what ODU shows on film. They believe. With that, obviously, there's going to be moments in games where plays have to be made, and we have to make more plays than they do in order to stay ahead of them. Because they are a team that, regardless of the score, they play hard, and that's a testament to their coaches. It's a testament to their players.
Quarterback Colton Joseph leads Old Dominion's offense. He has mobility, a strong arm, and the ability to create explosive plays.
Yeah, one thing to me is he can create with his feet. And when you can do that, it allows you to be able to throw the ball with a lot more, with a lot less options of defensive looks, because you got to prepare that he could take off. So it changes how you rush, it changes how you pressure, it changes how you cover in the back end. And then on top of that, he can throw, so he's not just a quarterback that's back there running the ball. He has the ability to throw. I mean, they've hit some explosive passes down the field in multiple games. But his ability to create with his feet allows him to keep drives alive, keeps you honest on defense with how you rush and how you contain him. It keeps you honest in the coverage. Somebody's got to have their eyes on him. And then all of a sudden now he pulls it down, and he's not just getting a first down and getting down. He's a couple games, he's gone plus 40, 50 yards on a touchdown run, which creates another explosive play for him. So I think he's tough. He's gotten hit some. For him to be that young and to have that kind of grit and grind, that stand in there and deliver a throw or take off, and put his shoulder down and put a move on the guy. A lot of respect for him. I think he's got a really good grasp of the system. You can kind of see him getting through the progressions the right way. You can kind of see him His eyes going to the side of the field where it needs to go. Doesn't make a ton of mistakes. Typically he's making the right decision. A lot of respect for him. He's going to be a challenge for us. I don't know. He may be the best we've faced in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I can't think back, but as far as the complete package, we faced guys that did some things well, but he does a lot well that we're going to have to be prepared for.
Defensively, Old Dominion mixes coverages, pressures the quarterback, and thrives on creating chaos.
Yeah, they havoc. They're all over the place. I think their backers and secondary guys are physical. They got a really unique way of having a lot of people around the ball, but also not having a lot of people around the ball, if that makes sense. The guys run to the ball. They mix up the coverages. The fronts move. They pressure. The kids play hard, so a lot of times you can solve a lot of problems with aggression. You create a lot of problems with aggression. And I think the kids do a really good job of playing off of each other, whether it's the safeties fitting off the linebackers fitting off the D-line. They react well and quickly. They play the ball well in the back end. They're opportunistic. They've got their hands on some balls. They've knocked some balls out. Up front, they've got some guys who can get after the passer. So it's going to be a challenge. Probably the most complex group that we've played, this year, as far as, you don't exactly know what you're getting. You're going to get an idea, but they mix it up enough to keep you off balance.
Marshall's offense will look to sustain drives behind quarterback Braylon Braxton in the run game, while the defense, led by J.J. Roberts and Mike Green, will aim to contain Joseph and force third and long situations. Coach Huff knows the stakes are high for both teams.
Obviously, this is their senior day. It's a night game. Probably will be the toughest environment we've played in our conference or at our level, just because of everything that goes involved. There's no senior on that team that wants to walk off that field and not be victorious the last opportunity. That's all of college football. They're also fighting for bowl eligibility. That's a huge accomplishment or achievement that they're trying to get. So it's going to be a challenge. On the flip side, we got a lot to fight for. Obviously, we're in a position where every game matters, every play matters.
Marshall looks to maintain its position atop the East Division. A win combined with losses by James Madison and Georgia Southern would clinch the division title. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. When we continue, your text coming up at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
It's your last chance. Menards 11% rebate ends soon. Wrap up those big projects before the holidays. Weatherproof in style with new Mastercraft exterior doors. Customize your kitchen with Clearview cabinetry. It's time to pick up those new appliances or start your big garage project. Don't miss out. The 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving. Stores closed Thanksgiving Day. 11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See Menards.com for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, John Garden, 304-525-1116. And in Barboursville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Buddy's All-American Barbecue is now in Milton. Enjoy all your favorite Buddy's classics like pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more on East Main Street in Milton. Buddy's All-American Barbecue, the home of great barbecue, ice-cold beer, and killer wings in Huntington and now in Milton.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe fourth row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
Christmas and holiday music. John Darren Rousey presents the first Christmas concert of the year at Fellowship Baptist Church. Friday night, December the 6th at 7. Multi-award-winning artist John Darren Rousey. Friday night, December the 6th at 7. Tickets are now on sale at the Fellowship Baptist Church website.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
The one Christmas concert of the year with the award-winning John Darren Rousey. A Season for Believing. The first Friday in December at Fellowship Baptist Church, just off the mall exit of I-64.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kitty Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Now, back to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Friday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. It's been fun to follow the Ashland Tomcats as they progress through the state tournament. A couple more games to go, and we're hopefully talking about a state championship. To tell us more about tonight's matchup between Ashland and Corbin is longtime voice of the Ashland Tomcats, Dicky Martin. And let's go back to last week briefly before we continue. No problem with Mason County again. Ashland has just had its way with everyone so far in this playoff.
I would agree with you. We weren't real sure about Mason County. They had lost to Boyd County 3-0. Of course, that's a team we whipped up on pretty good. But they obviously, and that was early in the season, they had gotten a lot better. And they've got some speed. They got some athletes. They play hard, but they just couldn't contain us. We just got, said it all year. We got too many weapons, and that's you can't guard them all the time. That's all you can do.
Ashland's on the road for the first time this postseason and taking on a very good Corbin team. Corbin had its way with Wayne County last week, 56-3. Before we talk about the matchup tonight, tell me a little bit about Corbin and Wayne County. Was this a really a blowout? I mean, is Wayne County a good team? I mean, they're in the playoffs, obviously, but still,
some teams make a playoff, and it happens in every state. Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, that don't quite honestly have any business in the playoffs. And obviously, Wayne County was one of them. When we played Harrison the first week, they didn't have any business in the playoffs. So that's just the way it is. And Wayne County they're not very good, and Corbin is. So they had their way.
Yeah, because you look at some of these scores, like Covington Catholic beat Johnson Central by 1, and then Corbin blows out Wayne County 56-3. And you had a little bit stiffer of a test with Mason County, won that one 42-14. So here we are tonight. Tomcats on the road. You're on I-64. You love I-64, and hopefully you'll get to your destination sooner than later. So let's talk about this one tonight. What do you see from Corbin that might concern you or the Tomcats?
Well, they're an offensive juggernaut. They throw the football 65 to 70% of the time. They've got an outstanding quarterback in Elam. could play college football, but has decided to play college baseball for the University of Louisville. He is signed to play baseball for the Louisville Cardinals. He's a heck of a pitcher, one of the better ones in the state of Kentucky. But he loves to throw it. He's very good at it. He's completes 70% of his passes. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards. He's not much of a scrambler. He likes to sit in the pocket, so I think that's to Ashland's benefit because they'll send everybody to go get him and hopefully put some pressure on him and run him sideline to sideline, and he won't be able to eat us up on through the air. He's going to complete passes, and he's going to make some scores and all that kind of stuff because they've got the ability to do that. And it could be one of those games, much like Johnson Central a few weeks ago, that, it's up and down the field. Last one to have the ball wins. So we hope it's not like that, but it could very well be that way.
And you mentioned Johnson Central. They beat Johnson Central back in October, 56-51. Right. So no defense there, obviously, as you alluded to. No. Offensive juggernaut. Just looking at their schedule, the only loss on the year, the hands of Frederick Douglass. And we know they're a good program. And that's really the only blemish on their record. They did have a couple of close games. Pikeville played them close. And also they had a close one. And this was toward the end of the season, so I don't know, what was going on there. But Pulaski County gave them a game. They won that one 28-12. And then other than that, they have just jacked everybody up offensively. You're right. They are tough. But at the same time, I've seen Ashland. They put up a lot of points as well. So this one might be a shootout.
It might be. But, they're going to – I don't think they can stop us. They give up a lot of points. The question is, as much like we played Johnson Central, when we played Johnson Central, we're going to have to stop them a few times. And we were able to do that and win the football game. And the same thing's going to happen at Corbin. We're going to have to stop them a few times and get the ball back and go down and score. So that's because I don't think they can stop us. If they want to stop the run, like Mason County wanted to stop our passing game last week, well, we rushed for over 400 yards. You can't stop us. If you're going to stop one, then we'll use the other. That's just the way we play. And Corbin's defense is not good enough to stop both. So we're going to score, but can our defense rise to the challenge, bend and not break, and stop them a couple of 3 or 4 times, and keep them out of the end zone? We might be okay.
What's the history between these two? Just to educate me a little bit.
We've never played each other, ever.
Really? That surprises me.
Yeah, it would shock me, too, when I was going through the record book and doing my research earlier this week. Ashland and Corbin have never played. They've won some state championships. We've won more, and they were state runner-up a couple of years ago. Of course, we were state champion 4 years ago, so both teams have great football programs. There's no question about it. And both of them are in the elite of the 4A in the state of Kentucky. So they're good. We're good, and it's going to be at Donnybrook tonight.
Okay, so that's one reason why you should tune in tonight. You can listen to it on our sister station, Cat Sports and 93.3 and 1340. Yeah, that surprises me with Corbin being as good as it has been, and with Ashland obviously being as good as it's been. These two teams have never crossed paths, so that's got to be exciting for you, just as a broadcaster. You're looking at a new team for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. When we went to Corbin to play them in basketball last year, and we've never played them in football, and so I've never been to their field or anything like that. I understand it's a nice facility and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. And but we're going to have to score. We're going to have to be very physical tonight, and we're going to have to play violent football to win.
Dicky Martin is with us. He is the voice of the Ashland Tomcats tonight. We've got the game for you on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Go on the air. 7 o'clock, 7:30 is going to be kick. And after this one tonight, we are looking ahead. I can do that. Where Dicky, you can do that as well.
So, I can do that too.
So we're not set. So it's still RPI based. Next week, it could be Covington Catholic, Boyle County. It could be DeSales. Is it going to be reseeded entirely, or is this your half of the bracket?
No, it's our half of the bracket.
Okay.
So we'll There's 4 teams in our half of the bracket. There'll be 2 after tonight. If we win, we're hoping for a Covington Catholic win, because then we play at home next Friday night, which would be nice. But I don't think Covington Catholic can beat Boyle. Boyle is they're almost unbeatable. They're really, really good, and they're ranked in the top in the nation. So I look for Boyle to win that one.
Okay, so we're looking for Ashland and Boyle next week if all goes well.
Right.
At least half of it goes well. Maybe Covington Catholic can surprise you. We get one final home game with you this regular season, this postseason. I bet you're excited.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
we will take it. I guarantee you.
Take a final home game and then get you set to go over to Kroger Field, play some good football in Lexington for a change at Kroger Field.
I mean, we're going after win number 12. We haven't won 12 games since 1990, in 1 year. We were state champions 4 years ago, but that was an abbreviated season because of the pandemic. We were 11-0, of course, but we haven't won 12 games, believe it or not. Of course, some teams have never won 12 games. We've won 12 games many times, but we haven't won 12 games since 1990 when we won the state championship then. So if we can get number 12 tonight, this might be a nice omen, I'm telling you.
What's the most games that Ashland has won? What's is it 13? Is it 14?
14. 14-1 in 1975.
Okay. So we're looking for a repeat here.
Oh, yeah.
Dicky Martin's my guest. Let's get you to Kroger Field. I want to get you there so we can see some good football being played.
I was very blessed to be there once back, 4 years ago for the state championship. I was, that was a big thrill for me because obviously I never broadcast a game from Commonwealth Stadium, and it's a big deal. And they treated me like I was some type of, prince or something. I don't know why, but they did. And it was really nice. They really treated me well, and of course, even better is the Tomcats thumped Elizabethtown and came home with a state championship. So,
Dicky, you are a prince, my friend. You are a prince.
No. I think word got out that maybe I'd never broadcast a game from Commonwealth Stadium, which I hadn't, and most people don't get to. But, word got out, so they gave me the nice, luxurious box. And I had my own, stat person, my own spotter. And, I mean, it was unbelievable. I'd never been treated like that anywhere. I probably don't deserve it, but I got it that day.
No, I disagree. I think you deserve it. You do a fantastic job. You've been a long-time legendary voice of the Ashland Tomcats. If I'll tell you what, if Marshall is in the championship game that day, I can't come with you. But if we get you to Kroger Field, I want to come with you because I've never been in their box as well. So maybe I can sneak in with you.
There you go. You got a deal.
That'd be fantastic. Dicky, good luck tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me on, Paul. Appreciate it.
Dicky Martin, longtime voice and a prince among men. The Ashland Tomcats in action tonight. Catch that game on our sister station. It's against Corbin. It's on 93.3 and 1340. Coming up next, Matt Perry will join us for a preview of Spring Valley in action tonight. Friday night football in West Virginia when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Hey, Tri-State, there is a place to shop at. The Huntington's Peddlers Mall is now open in the historic Central City District in Huntington. Over 200 vendors specializing in vintage antiques, home decor, furniture, collectibles, new mattresses, and everything in between. Peddlers Mall, located 800 14th Street West in Huntington. It's the place to go. Open 7 days a week. Visit anytime. Check out the website, peddlersmall.com, for more information. It's the Tri-State place to shop, Huntington's Peddlers Mall.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, all dinners served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our Friday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're going to hear from Matt Perry in just a moment. Let's get our text line going, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. First up from the text line, Paul, don't forget, Corbin's head coach is the former coach of Cabell Midland, Luke Sammons. That is a good point. Should be a good one tonight. Hopefully Luke loses. Nothing against Luke. We just hope that Ashland wins and moves on to the next round. But that is a good point. Appreciate you bringing that up to me. Again, from the text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, Woody would have loved the game last night. A classic win for the Browns, and I'm not a Browns fan either. Rip Woody Woodrum. Anytime the Steelers lose, I'm all for it. Unfortunately, it was the Browns that beat them, so I'm kind of not as for it. But it was a win against the Steelers, so I'll take it. Appreciate the text. Also, from our text to win, 304-396-TALK, we're giving you a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd on Wednesday. Take on South Carolina State. Texter says, Paul, going to be 24. Check that. 27-14. The Herd. Let's welcome to the program now. He is calling Spring Valley. All season long, he's been the voice of the Timberwolves. He is Matt Perry. And, Matt, we're finally playing playoff football in the state of West Virginia. Hope you enjoyed that week off last week.
No, it was torturous, actually, trying to figure out if we were ever going to play high school football here in the state of West Virginia. I'm glad that all of the litigation has been taken care of and we can play football.
So here we are. Litigation's taken care of. Spring Valley playing host to East Fairmont. Just how difficult was watching that bracket change from where it was to where it is? And it benefited some teams. It didn't benefit others. How do you feel Spring Valley fared in this one?
Well, Spring Valley, in the grand scheme of things, really wasn't affected that much. They do drop a seed, but they were going to be around 6 or 7 no matter what happened. The opponent changed. It was going to be Elkins. So having to prepare for 2 different opponents up until Tuesday was, I'm sure, that was not an easy task for the coaching staff of the Timberwolves. But there's a lot of teams out there that have it a lot worse, and so I think at the end of the day, Spring Valley can't complain too much.
Short turnaround to get ready for your opponent. What do we know about East Fairmont?
East Fairmont, first ever meeting between these two schools, and the Spring Valley's been open since 1998. These two teams have never faced off. Of course, with Spring Valley going, changing classifications over the summer. East Fairmont is, quite frankly, they haven't played a lot of people. When they have played people, they have been soundly defeated. So it's going to be, you have a 5-4 East Fairmont Bees team coming in. They have lost to Bridgeport by 50. They lost to Preston by 30. They lost to Fairmont Senior by 50. And so it seems that when East Fairmont has faced the higher tier of AAA, that they have struggled mightily.
When we do see them tonight, what can we expect when they're on, when they're successful? What can we expect from them, starting with their offense?
It's going going to go through Adrian Fleming and their quarterback, Rowan Kramer. They're going to have to get it going and really control the football tonight because Spring Valley can strike and strike quickly. So I think for the Bees to be successful, they're going to have to use their two best players on offense, Kramer and Fleming, and control the football and keep the ball out of the hands of the Timberwolves.
Defensively, what do they look like?
Defensively, I think that they're going to struggle tonight. They haven't really faced an offense as potent as the Timberwolves often. Now, Bridgeport and Fairmont can definitely be as potent, if not more. But when they have faced offenses like that, they've given up a ton of points.
Matt Perry is with us. We're getting set for Spring Valley and East Fairmont. That's coming up tonight on our sister station. That is 92.7, 98.5 The Planet, as the Timberwolves in the playoffs for how many years are we making this now, Matt?
I do not know the exact number.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I have failed miserably. Yeah, you put me on the spot. I don't know the exact number, but it has been at least since the late 2000s.
When's the last time that the Timberwolves were not in the playoffs?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, late 2000. Okay, 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 07, 08, something like that.
Okay, so it's been a while since. So looking for a run here. How do you feel in this revamped Class AAA? You get a lot of the heavyweights and Quad A, and Spring Valley was going to be one of those supposed heavyweights for a while. How do you feel about where the Valley stacks up in this tournament?
Spring Valley played a 4A schedule. There's no getting around it. Their 3 losses were to 4A opponents and good 4A opponents. They lost to Huntington, Hurricane, and Jefferson. Spring Valley is, even though they're only number 7, but trust me, they're one of the teams to beat in AAA, but they're going to have to prove it because if they take care of business tonight, they go to Fairmont Senior next week, and then if they get through Fairmont Senior, they're going to have to take on Bridgeport in the semifinal. So those are the top-tier teams along with Princeton. So it's definitely it's time for the rubber to meet the road. If they get through tonight, it's going to be the best schools in AAA taking on each other.
Matt Perry is with us. We've got Spring Valley and East Fairmont. That's coming up tonight on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. And hopefully, if Spring Valley wins, we're talking about unfortunately for you, but still a road trip. We'll take it next week in the playoffs. I'm just glad we finally have playoff football going on. And again, the Timberwolves, one of those teams, and I don't know how you feel about this, but one of those teams that sought reclassification after slotted to be a 4A school, you think it's going to work out, or you think we're going to maintain this system, or are we going to have just another jumble up reclassification again to try to fix this thing?
I can't speak intelligently about the litigation and all of the intricacies of what has been argued over the last 2 weeks. What I can tell you is that trying to look at it from a non-biased point of view, Spring Valley, in regards to student numbers and in regards to socioeconomic situations, which is now a factor in classifying these schools, they should be AAA, plain and simple. So I think that Spring Valley is where they belong at the upper end of AAA. If they get an influx of students, yeah, you reclassify every 2 years. They can definitely be on the verge of 4A and AAA. But I think they're where they belong, looking at it from the grand scheme of things.
Matt Perry's with us. And again, you've got the goal coming up tonight. That's going to be on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. And then after that, we'll find out where you go next week as far as opponent is concerned. Who do you want? If you can pick it, if you can name your opponent next week, who do you want?
Well, there's nothing wrong. You said a road trip. Yeah, Fairmont's, we'll stay overnight, but it's nothing compared to some of the road trips we've had to take. Last year, our playoff game was at Spring Mills, which is in the Eastern Panhandle. I'll go to Fairmont all the time rather than go to the Eastern Panhandle. I want Fairmont Senior. I'm just a fan at the end of the day. I bring the action. I want to see 2 of the best in AAA go at it next week.
I wish this thing was seeded by geography, to be quite honest. I would like to see, as you get deeper in the playoffs and you have to travel a little bit more, I like to see this thing seeded by geography if possible. But again, I also don't think that you should have 4 classifications in the state of West Virginia. But it seems to have benefited the Timberwolves so far.
That you can have that discussion, and of course we've been having it, people that follow high school sports. I don't know what the right answer is. I just know that when you look at massive schools that are in 4A, teams like Spring Valley just don't have that amount of kids. And so I think that comes along with consolidation in the state. There's less high schools, obviously, and it's led to some of these schools being massive compared to others. So I don't know if you need 4 classifications. I don't know if you need to change the numbers. I really don't know the right answer.
Matt Perry's with us. One thing you do know, we got a game tonight. Spring Valley taking on East Fairmont. Listen to it on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. Matt, have fun. Hopefully we're talking to you next week about another playoff game.
I hope to be making a trip, and so for sure, it's always great. But if for some reason we don't get to talk again, it's always a pleasure to be a part of your show this season, and I've enjoyed it.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. See you later.
All right. Quick time out. We come back. We'll get that text line going again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hey, Lex, I got a question for you about our friends over at K&B Pest Control.
Shoot.
Do you think they'll eliminate my mother-in-law?
I think so.
She's in the house, kind of pesky.
From what I understand, they'll kill for your business, so you might want to have a talk.
No, these guys are great, man. Locally owned and operated in Huntington, West Virginia, serving the tri-state area. Free estimates, highly skilled staff. There's specialized training and inspections and solutions. So no matter what's going on, they'll figure it out. They'll find out where these pests are coming from, and they will eliminate them.
Yep, and you can even do comparisons with their Facebook page. They got real pest pics. This is when the critters start coming out, Terrence, so if you're seeing problems like they have on their Facebook page, call 304-523-4281.
Go ahead and ask for Patrick or Becca. They will hook you up. We promise you it's KNBPestControl.com. Go ahead and hit them up online as well. K&B Pest Control, they will kill for your business.
Trust the guys with over 40 years of experience at K&B Pest Control.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Giovanni's Pizza, fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
I'm Nori, and when I was young, my mom opened our home to someone who needed a secure and safe place. She taught him what it was like to have someone care about you, having dinner at home or going out to eat together.
In West Virginia, families open their homes every year to adult family care.
Some folks need a little extra help, but everybody deserves a family.
Call the Department of Human Services and ask to speak to an adult family care home finder at 304-269-6820. Sponsored by the West Virginia Department of Human Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, of the United States, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $1,227,345, with 100% funded by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
Join Santa Claus for a festive morning at the Rotary Club of Huntington's Breakfast with Santa. Saturday, December 7th from 8 to 11 at the Cabell County Public Library. Tickets are just $10 and all the proceeds benefiting the Rotary Club of Huntington. Enjoy pancakes and sausage, arts and crafts, pictures with Santa. Saturday, December 7th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Cabell County Public Library. Breakfast with Santa is presented by Kinder Communications, Gomart, Huntington Bank, in the Cabell County Public Library.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-559-8226. 800-559-8226. 800-559-8226.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
People think saving money is hard, but really, it's easy. It's as simple as changing a few spending habits. For free tips on how to save the easy way, check out feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
Final segment, today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Let's go back to our text line. And just a reminder, we're giving you an opportunity to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on South Carolina State. That's coming up Wednesday, Cam Henderson Center. If you can't make it, we got you covered right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. But I want to send at least some of you to the game. So let's go to our text line. Texter wants to know, Paul, is there any live stream of the Huntington game tomorrow? Didn't see him listed in the newspaper. Yes, we have got the game. It's going to be on our Facebook page. You can also go to our website. We've got the YouTube stream there. And, of course, if you can't watch the video, for everyone who wants to follow along, we've got the game on the radio. Just keep your radio locked right here on either 94.1 FM or on AM 930 on your radio dial. Back to the text line. Text to win, of course. We're making it easy for you if you don't have anything for the show. Just give me a score. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow between the Herd and Old Dominion? Texter says, Paul, Marshall 35, Old Dominion 24. And as a bonus, Purdue 92, Marshall 67. I hope Marshall can beat Purdue. Wouldn't that be something for Coach Jackson's squad to get that early win against a top-ranked team? That was really, I think, set the tone the rest of the way. Remember, this team was picked 10th in the standings when it gets to league play. I'm hoping that tomorrow the Herd goes to Indiana, beats Purdue, comes back from Indiana, and everybody's talking about how great Marshall basketball is. And, of course, the Thundering Herd, I think, on the football field should have a good shot at beating Old Dominion. That's a little closer than I like, though. 35-24, I don't know if I like that score. I'll take the win, but I'd like to just see the Herd go out and dominate. I know that Coach Huff is friends with Ricky Ronnie. Hey, that's okay. You guys can still be friends after you blow him out. That's all right. We'll go back to the text line in just a minute, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Don't forget, high school football action tomorrow. We have Cabell Midland in action. Cabell Midland, I was a little worried about them for a while. But they seem to have gotten things turned around. They're looking pretty good right now. They're taking on Jefferson. That's Saturday on 97.9 The River, and that's at 1:30 p.m. Also, as a reminder, Huntington playing host to University. Also, a 1:30 kick. We go on the air at 1 o'clock, and that's going to be right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. And for those of you looking for the Herd game tomorrow, just keep your radios locked to 93.7 The Dog. We'll have everything from basketball to football. So we'll start the day with basketball, we'll end the day with football, and just keep it all locked right there on 93.7 The Dog. And, of course, if you're looking to follow the high school game, you can tune in right here to ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Back to the text line. Texter says, Paul, the Herd will win tomorrow 17-14. No, I don't like that. I don't want that close. I don't want a last-minute field goal to win this thing. And I don't want a last-second field goal. Just get this thing over. Get ready for James Madison. Win this thing. Get your second-teamers in. Get some guys to get some reps in. That have some opportunities there in front of them to get better. Get them in. Let's win this thing big and just go home, right? I like it, but I don't want a close game. It would be entertaining if it was a close game, but would it really? Would it really be entertaining if it's that close? And we got to depend on a field goal to win it? No. Let's get this thing over with Coach Huff, go out, show this team is peaking almost at the right time, throttle Old Dominion. Hopefully, Georgia Southern will lose. Hopefully, James Madison will lose, and Marshall can clinch the East Division, and then just go into James Madison the following week, knowing that they are going to be the East Division representative in the championship game. But still a lot to play for, of course, if Marshall can win both games and some things happen. Marshall's going to play host to the championship game. That would be something. First time we've had that happen in a few years. And, of course, I think the Thundering Herd would love to have a full, sold-out Jones C. Edwards Stadium just a few weeks before Christmas, win that championship game, and then we all go bowling. I think that's the game plan. All right, that's going to do it for this edition. I appreciate everyone who texted in today, and I want to thank my guest, Dicky Martin, who will have the call of Ashland. Taking on Corbin. That's coming up tonight on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And don't forget, Corbin, that is the new home of former Cabell Midland head coach Luke Sammons. We appreciate the text line for that reminder earlier. Also, don't forget, if you're looking to follow Spring Valley, that game is going to be on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet, taking on East Fairmont. Matt Perry is going to have the call of that one. I'll be back with you tomorrow, 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Dog. Marshall taking on Purdue. Let's hope that Coach Jackson and his squad can get the win. And then we've got Marshall and Old Dominion. I'll be at Giovanni's 20th Street at 4:30 p.m. for our kickoff show. That's going to do it. Have a great night, everyone. Be back with you tomorrow, bright and early, 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Dog.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.